Well, hello. Thanks for joining me today on my channel. Welcome. Today I'll be quickly sharing something I think it's very important. It's a topic that's of a huge interest to so many people, to everybody, to every Nigerian. It's a topic that if you are interested in politics, if you're interested in leadership at almost every level, it is very interesting and important to us. I'm going to talk about zoning and the 2023 elections. Zoning and the 2023 elections. How important is zoning? What is zoning? And why do we need to pay so much attention to zoning when it comes to the 2023 elections? Now, basically refers to a practice or a system where leadership is shared according to the zones in the country. In Nigeria, we have 6 geopolitical zones, and then the political parties, they thought it wise that they zone leadership at every level, especially at the national level, to the different geopolitical zones. This is supported by our constitution, which provides that at every level of leadership in the country, there should be certain level of federal character. That is to say, every part of the country needs to be represented at every level. I have my reservations for that, but well, the constitution says at every level of leadership in the country, federal character should be reflected. And so when we come to political leadership, when it comes to when parties try to choose their leaders or choose their flag bearers or those who would come out to contest, they usually zone it. So we have a situation where the president comes from the north, and then maybe his vice president or his running mate would come from the south, and then the members of his cabinet must all come from the 36 states of Nigeria, and then the key offices in government must be occupied by people from different zones. So it represents what we call the federal character. So now, but for the 2023 elections, it's quite interesting because the North has produced the president for the past 8 years. President General Muhammad Buhari, retired, has been the president for the past 8 years. And then the South, in the South, we have the Southwest, the Southeast, and the South-South. The South believes or thinks that the leadership should rotate and be zoned back to them. Now, my challenge with zoning, and this issue of zoning, it's beginning to heat up the polity, it's beginning to heat up politics in Nigeria. We have people from the Southeast saying, no, they've never ruled before, they've never had any person rule since democracy started, therefore they should have a bite at the top office, which is the presidency. The Southwest also saying, well, the South-South has had their share, it's our turn to get back at it, and things like that. And it's beginning to heat up the politics in Nigeria. And my challenge or my reservations for the idea or the practice of zoning is that, first of all, it is a reflection of the false federalism we have in this country. It's a reflection of the false federalism we have. We have a federal system where the center is so attractive and so powerful that everybody wants to get to the center. Everybody wants to be in the federal government. And if you're not in the federal government, if you're not at the central government, you're not benefiting per se. You're not benefiting. So the central government is so powerful. The federal government is too big, is too powerful, and so every zone, every geopolitical zone in the country strives and tries hard to get there. And this reduces the value we place on capacity of people that vie for the office of the president, the vice president, and those top positions. It reduces the value we place on capacity, and then we place more value on tribal or ethnic sentiments and regional sentiments. And so it's a that in our leadership. So we have people who might not be so qualified, who might not have the best competence, yet because it is the turn of their geopolitical zone to produce a leader, they become leaders. And then less emphasis is placed on their competence, on their character, on their abilities. So it's something that is very, very interesting. But it's a disappointment. For me, it's a disappointment. And it breeds division in the country. It's breeding division. For instance, right now, there's huge division. Political parties, you see people defecting from one party to another. Every single day, the defections in the parties go on because people feel in my party is not going to be zoned to my region. So in this other party, I have a better chance to get it when it's zoned to my region. So they just cross carpet here and there. And the political parties we have in Nigeria are parties that really do not have any real principles or strong values that they sell to people. We live for elections in Nigeria. That's the truth. We live for elections, but it's not supposed to be so. My take on the zoning issue is this. First, in as much as I do not like zoning, in as much as I place more priority or value on competence, capacity than on where the person is from. I believe someone who has good competence, good capacity should be a leader, regardless of where he is from. We're all humans, and by divine providence, we're in this situation called Nigeria. I think people who have competence, who have capacity, should be given a priority when it comes to choosing leadership. But regardless of that, it's going to be difficult to really do away with zoning at this point. It's really going to be difficult to do away with zoning at this point. We are, like I said, our federal system of government is so false, is so fake that if we try to do away with zoning now, it will create a lot of problems for us because we're not mature enough. Our political leadership has not shown maturity enough to do away with zoning. So it's going to still cause problems until our constitution, until the way we are run as a country reflects a system where every region, every state, every zone in the country, every zone has equal capacity or has equal rights and has a huge say in how the country is run. And so not like the federal government itself alone decides what happens. If the states, and that's why I advocate for fiscal restructuring of Nigeria and our constitution. We must restructure on fiscal lines. We must restructure finances and the commonwealth must be shared from the bottom up, not from the up to the bottom. So until that is done, zoning will always be very important because every geopolitical zone must feel equity when power is shared. So at this point in our history, at this point in time, as we prepare for 2023 elections, I think we could still go on with zoning. We should go on with zoning. The tensions are still very high, and the zone that, and when we're zoning, the zone that is less favored, that has been less favored all these years of our democracy, should be given some consideration. The Southeast has been pushing for this, that they've been neglected for a long time. There's been scars of the Civil War and all that. I think the Southeast should be given an opportunity to produce the president, or I think the Southeast should be given an opportunity to produce the president. So for me, 2023 elections, zoning great, presidency should go to the Southeast, and then I hope the president we will have will be someone who will pay attention to the restructuring of Nigeria, to make us look more like a federal system where the components, the confederating units are strong and their strength make up the strength of the center, and not just the center being too strong and controls everything that concerns the confederating. That's my take on zoning for 2023 elections. I hope this was meaningful to you. Thank you. And talk is cheap, but well, when you're talking makes sense, then talk is not so cheap. Thank you. See you next time. Ciao. God bless you.